One of the best performing meme coins on the base chain is Miggles. Now what's driving this rally? Who's buying here? Who's selling here? Let's have a look at some on-chain analytics to find out whether or not it still makes sense to buy now. Now here are the top trending tokens on the base chain. And the tokens are ordered by their liquidity pool size, and sometimes it makes sense to buy something that's not at the top in order to still have some upside. Miggle is currently at place number 15 and it's one of the top performers on the entire chain. And so this is then how that looks like on a chart. Is this a rally that can continue, or is this a pump and dump? Here's something I always do when I do research on a token. I go to dexscreener.com and I look at this section over here, the section on the right. Of course, we see that the price went up by 64%, but we can also see why that happened. We've got an overhang of 52% buyers versus 48% sellers, while the buying volume is only 51% versus 49%. In other words, the sellers tend to move slightly more money than the buyers per transaction. And this makes total sense since the price went up a lot. People take out their initial capital and some. Now let's dive a bit deeper into the on-chain analysis. Now we've got 162,000 holders on-chain, but not all of those holders are created equal. Let's split this up based on minimum holding thresholds. So on the left side, we've got retail. On the right side, we've got the whales. And in the middle, we've got the medium-sized holdings. So the way we split this up is by minimum holding. In order to be counted on this chart on the left, the wallet needs to hold at least 7,000 tokens. Now at the current price of Miggles, that's roughly $1,000 worth of the token. And so we go another 10x for the chart in the middle. Now that's 70,000 tokens or $10,000 worth of the token. And the whales are on the right with $100,000 worth of the token. We can clearly see how this recent rally is driven by retail. The retail investor is accumulating. The number of whale investors is pretty much constant. Again, that's a sign of a rather healthy rally, because just have a look at this. When the price didn't rally, the number of small holders stayed flat, while the number of large holders went down. This is something we see very typically across all kinds of assets. The small holders simply just buy and hold a token, hope for it to moon. The big whales, they tend to buy and sell much more actively. And so seeing small retail adopting the token more shows us that the rally could be more sustainable. Now in the last 24 hours, the token went up by almost 80%. We are now at 15 cents. In the last week, we went up by more than 300%. And this month, we even rallied by more than 500%. And so here's what's so nice about the base chain. There are currently two major blockchains that get most of the attention. It's Solana on the one hand, which has seen a total value locked increase of 38% in the last month. And it's the base chain with a growth of 26%. Now with Solana, we've already got a lot of meme coin launches. With the base chain, that's not necessarily true. On Solana, everybody can launch a meme coin very quickly with the Pump.fun ecosystem. With Base, there's no such thing that got properly adopted. Thus, the meme coins that do make it on Base, they tend to attract more capital, right? The capital is more concentrated. Now let's go back and have a look at the Miggles on-chain statistics. We see something very interesting here. The number of returning users tends to outweigh the number of new users by quite a lot. Now this can mean one of two things, either a lot of engagement by the centralized exchanges or a lot of wash trading by bots, unfortunately. When we dive a bit deeper, the wash trading thesis tends to confirm itself, because what we've got over here is the number of buyers and sellers over time. And seeing such a disparity between the number of buyers and sellers is not natural whatsoever. 60,000 buyers on a single day makes no sense, especially when there's only 160,000 holders. Now this doesn't mean that the Miggles price has to crash from here, but it does mean that there are some actors in the token on-chain that do some shady things. Now here is a common misconception. Most people think that currently the altcoins are doing pretty well, but nothing could be further from the truth. As a fraction of all of crypto, the others' dominance actually went down by more than 30%. So the market cap of all of the cryptocurrencies that are not in the top 10 went down. At the same time, the Bitcoin dominance went up. So Bitcoin gains more and more importance within crypto. The only part of crypto that's not going down is the very risky meme coins. This is where all the gains currently are made. And here is what Miggles has in its favor. It's both a zoo-themed token, but it's also a token on the base chain. And both of those categories are doing incredibly well right now. And so just have a look at this table. This is the meme coins on the base chain. Miggles is at number 3, but it's still less than 1/10 the size of bread. And so this is where the upside could be coming from, right? We've already seen this with the trending tokens on the base chain. Miggles was at roughly 15. And the meme coin ecosystem is definitely not as developed on the base chain yet compared to Solana. But here's something that might have even more upside. Just have a look at what tokens outperformed everything else on base in the last 7 days. It was the tokens with very small market caps. It's in the millions, maybe tens of millions. It's not necessarily in the hundreds of millions or in the billions. And so the art in crypto, I believe, is to figure out those tokens when they're still very small. Now, how can we find those tokens? I believe the answer is in following people that tended to make very good calls in the past. Now, what are the kind of people that can make the best calls? It's the insiders, right? It's the people that know more than others. Check this out. We tracked down a wallet from Jesse Pollack, and he bought the Miggles token when it was still at 2 cents. Now, who's Jesse Pollack? He's the creator of the base chain. But check this out. We subsequently saw how influencer Kyle Chessy bought Miggles for 7 cents. Now, who is Kyle Chessy? It's an influencer with 133,000 subscribers. He tends to buy and sell rather actively with a lot of capital. He tends to move markets. And so that's then how the price developed since Jesse Pollack bought. It went up more than 500%. This is, I believe, how we can get an edge in the market, right? It's not just picking random tokens on a list. It's trying to find out what are the insiders, what are the influencers buying. It's trying to copy trade the top traders. And so check this out. We've got 12 wallets by Kyle Chessy alone. In total, we track more than 400 wallets. And I've even made a tutorial course on this whole topic, how to find influencer wallets, how to then subsequently track them, and how to finally then interpret the signals that we get from the tracking. It's all part of the premium membership of this channel. It's down below, thebitcoinstrader.com. But premium is not just about wallet tracking. It's also about on-chain analytics, right? The charts that we looked at today. It's also about risk management. It's also about backtesting. More than 100 different videos in premium in total. And so once we've got a signal, we of course also have to discuss it. We have to discuss when to buy, when to sell. That's why we've got dedicated altcoin chats on the individual altcoins as well. So feel free to check it out. It's currently $125 per month. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't like premium, in case you don't make money, just message me within the first 7 days and I'll refund you 100%. There's really zero risk for you. And so does it make sense to buy Miggles? I believe yes. I believe that a lot of money will flow into the meme coins on base, and Miggles still has quite a bit of way to go to catch up to Degen and to Brett. If you got some value out of this video, feel free to subscribe. I publish these regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you in the next video or see you in premium. Cheers.